This is an article from the Reformed Presbyterian from the November 1838 edition entitled General Synod of the Reformed Presbyterian Church. The minutes of proceedings of the General Synod of the Reformed Presbyterian Church at its sessions in the city of New York, commencing October 2nd and closing October 12th, will appear in our next number. We therefore dispense for the present with any farther notice to them than merely to remark that there was a good attendance of the delegates from the respective presbyteries, and much business of importance to the general interest of the Church transacted, with a degree of unanimity that must be gratifying to all who desire the peace and welfare of our Zion. As the following notice, however, is of immediate interest to the vacant congregations within the limits of the Southern Presbytery, we give it an insertion. A resolution was offered in Synod contemplating an inquiry into the duties of licentiates. While this resolution was under consideration, Mr. Francis Gailey, a licentiate under the care of Synod, was heard in explanation of some statements that have been made affecting him. After making his remarks, Mr. Gailey and others associated with him acted in a most violent and disorderly manner. This led to the unanimous adoption of the following resolution, quote, "Resolve that on account of the insulting and disorderly conduct of Mr. Francis Gailey before and to this court, his license to preach the gospel be and hereby is canceled, and he himself suspended from church privileges," unquote. The sentence was pronounced by the moderator, and the Southern Presbytery was ordered to notify the vacant congregations in its bounds which Mr. Gailey had been appointed to supply. The attention of vacant congregations in which Mr. Francis Gailey has received appointments is especially requested to this notice. A full statement has been entered upon the records of the court, will appear in the minutes when published. And there are a couple notes here on the end. Lord Chesterfield being at supper with Voltaire and Madame C., the conversation turned on the affairs of England. "I think, my lord," said the lady, "that the Parliament of England consists of 500 or 600 of the best informed and most sensible men in the kingdom." "True, madam, they are generally supposed so to be." "What then can be the reason that they should tolerate so great an absurdity as the Christian religion?" "I suppose, madam, it is because they have not been able to substitute anything better in its stead. When they can, I don't doubt but in their wisdom they will readily accept it." And also, died in New York on the 15th, at a very advanced age, about 80 years, the Reverend William Gibson, the oldest minister in the Reformed Presbyterian Church, and who was present at its organization in the United States. This venerable servant of Christ was able to continue his ministerial labors till within a few weeks of his death. He departed his life in the full hope of a blessed immortality. Twice the General Synod of the Church to which he belonged, holding its sessions in New York on the weeks immediately preceding his decease, sent committees of its members to express their concern for his affliction and the esteem in which they held him as a venerated father. On both occasions, the report returned to Synod was entered on the minutes as satisfactory and consolatory. We will give a more extended obituary notice as soon as we can ascertain the necessary particulars.